While we're waiting that 1 minute before we get started, if you guys have paper and pen, that would be great. And you probably want to grab you a bottle of water because we're going to go deep. So you're going to probably need some water to kind of hydrate yourself and be ready. Because this is, for those who are not interested or not used to or have not been a part of our Coinology live sessions before, let me first introduce myself and then let you know exactly what you should expect. I am Ebony Porter Ike. I am the founder and visionary of Coinology. I'm also the CEO and president of the EPI Media Group. As you guys know, the ones who do, who have been following us, Coinology is a business enlightenment methodology. It also encompasses 12 books, 12 volumes within the series. We just launched a second book, Coinology Intentionally Winning, 2 weeks ago. It's been doing very, very well. And the first book, Authentically You, was launched last year. So we still have 10 more books to go from that series. But primarily, Coinology is all about how do you tap into your true purpose and your passion, and how do you fully monetize that. And usually, your purpose and your passion is where your millions reside, and it's also where it's most painful. And so Coinology helps you dig deep. It helps you find out what that purpose and passion is, and to also give you permission to tap into that space. So what I will tell you is that our Coinology live sessions are like root canals in a sense, because I force you to go deep. I force you to go into areas that are seen as uncomfortable for you, because when you actually reach that uncomfort zone, that is when you will find that area of euphoria, that area of bliss, and that area where you will make millions. And so it is my job to unleash that in you. I want to make 2019, I want to make the ground rumble. I want 2019 to be so powerful because it's going to see so many faces like ours moving and shaking and living in our true destiny and power. And the only way that we can do that is by making sure that we're clear on what our goals and our objectives are. So that is why we are starting off our first segment talking specifically for the next few weeks. I'm going to be focusing, everyone can mute their phone until we start going around the room so we don't get the backlash. But over the next few weeks, I plan to go deep specifically about goals and objectives. If goals and objectives isn't something that can be discussed in 1 hour, if done properly. Most people misname their goals and their objectives as their New Year's resolution. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. That's just me. Because technically these goals and objectives that we're talking about are things that you should have started outlining and working on in August. And because you always want to go into your fourth quarter actually planning for your first quarter. All right. So we're not going to call them resolutions, and we're not going to make our goals lofty. We're going to go deep, and we're going to put actionable items around them to ensure success. Now, one of the things I do want to do is I'm going to go around the room and so that everyone on the call knows who's on. I just want you to briefly, I'm going to call out your name, but I want you to briefly just tell us a little bit about your name, the city that you are reigning from, and your business. So let's say that you are an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur. I want you to talk about that one particular business that we're going to be focusing on in this group. And that's going to help me as I start helping you dig deep in the area of focus. So let's say that you are a hairstylist and you also sell the waist trainers and you're also a fitness instructor. I don't need to know about all three of those. I just want to know about that one particular business that you are going to be focusing on during the Coinology session that we're going to dig deep in, so that I will know the area that we're going to focus on for you. Okay, so we're going to go around the room so we can do some introductions on that, and then we'll jump right into the session. Let me start off first, and let me also highlight the fact I am so excited about you guys being here. As you guys know, the Coinology group is typically a subscription-based group, but we have opened it up from this month until February 1st. And we're in open enrollment. My goal now is just to see everyone soar. So I want you guys to get the most out of these 2 months, and hopefully you guys will continue to join us and follow along with us throughout the year, so that you find that the sessions that we provide are being helpful for you and helping you grow your business. Okay, so as I've said all of that, let me go ahead and start going around the room. Veronica Charnel, are you there?
Hey, Ebony.
Hey, Veronica, how are you?
I'm fine.
Carter, I need something to hold this.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
My boutique name is Dash of Sophistication Boutique. It sells women jewelry and women accessories. So I've been focusing on trying to get more exposure, try to grow the brand. But I kind of hit a little, I know you just can say keep it brief. I kind of hit a little curve when someone mentioned to me to let myself be a brand, and then just let the boutique fall up under it.
Okay. So Veronica,
now I'm like,
Veronica, where are you based?
I'm sorry, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, okay. Raleigh, North Carolina. And is your boutique online, or are you actually in a brick and mortar?
It's online.
Online,
it's
okay.
Online, but I'm working towards that.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get some, and this is the thing, guys. It doesn't matter how big or small your projects are. I just want you to be very transparent with me, because that is going to be the way that we'll be able to have some true breakthroughs as to where we want to go. So thank you, Veronica, for the introduction. Let me go around to Sharon. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let me unmute you. Sharon, you still on mute.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Sharon Anthony, the owner of Castleberry Travels, all things travel. And I consider myself an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. And what my challenge, what my goal for myself is to have about 45 business partners. My travel business have grown for us, referral of travel. I just want to show other people the benefits of becoming their own travel agent, travel owner.
Travel owner. You want to have 45 business partners as your goal?
Yes, ma'am.
Business partners. All right. And where are you at now?
I have 23.
23 currently. Where do you reign from?
You mean my partners from where are they coming from? Well,
no, where do you live now?
In Snow Mountain.
Okay. Just want to make sure this is just for everyone's purpose. I know that you're here, but it's important for everyone else to know where, who everyone else is on the call.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Go over to Joycelyn. So Joycelyn, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Joycelyn Lewis, based out of Georgia, little town in Georgia. And I am actually just starting up my business venture called Executive Touch, where I offer virtual administrative assistant services to small business owners who may not be able to afford the cost of overhead, brick and mortar and all of that, but you need assistance nonetheless in your day-to-day endeavors in your business. And I'm just starting out, and my goal for 2019 is to begin my brand and prayerfully have at least one team member behind me before the year is out.
When you say one team member, what do you mean by that? Can you
someone that I can train to do what I do and have the heart and soul to put into it like I do, that can we can start forming so that my business can grow more, because as I get new clients, I won't be able to cover all of them myself. So I want to be able to train others to do that under my umbrella.
Okay, so you're looking to grow. You want to have enough clientele so that you can afford to hire one personnel for your staff.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got you. All righty. That's great. Let me go back. Let me circle back really quickly to Veronica before we go down to the next row. Veronica, are you still there?
Yes,
One of the things that I did not get from you is what your actual, one of your, your goals for 2019. So you are a boutique owner based out of Raleigh, and you're currently online. What are you trying to accomplish in 2019?
Oh, it would be exposure, it would be growth.
So you're saying grow? So when you say
Yes.
grow, are you talking about growing in revenue, or what do you mean by growth?
Growing in revenue and in size, basically. As getting a base customers where it be a constant flow of income, revenue coming in.
Okay, so that sounds revenue. So you're looking to grow your revenue, and you're looking to make it consistent. So you're looking for some type of, because your biggest thing there will need to be return clientele. How do you get your folks to continue to come back?
Exactly.
Once you get them there. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood that before we go on. All right, so Keisha, I see you, Las Keisha Jeffrion. Let me unmute you. All right, so
how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am awesome. I am.
Okay, so you want to tell us a little bit about you?
I can. Hi, ladies. My name is Las Keisha Jeffrion, and my business is called Intercourse with Jeffrion. And what that's all about is that I'm going to have couples come out and take courses with me, and the courses would be in the form of boot camps or retreats, dealing with intimacy. And I'm talking about all types of different intimacy, spiritual, relationship, physical, like all of that. My goal is to have my first boot camp in April. Right now I'm looking for, I'm not going to do a hotel. At first I was going to do like a hotel, but I'm looking for right now office space where they have like different conference areas, because it's kind of less to, a little bit cheaper to rent those out, and I can conform those to however I want to do it and stay longer. So
you're talking about April 2019?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's what we need to know. Now, how we do it and where we do it, those are things we'll talk about as we move further.
Okay.
But your goal is to have your first boot camp in April 2019. And
it
then,
is.
Keisha, you are from?
I am from Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Okay. So I'm excited about the diversity of where everyone is. So far we have Raleigh, North Carolina represented. We have a couple of folks from Georgia and Virginia. So that's very good. Moving on to our next person. I see Tasha. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your goal?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good evening, and I'm glad to be here. So my business, my goals are to have a television network, and I started off in business and doing a little public relations and developing other people's businesses to see how things work, learning contracts and all these other wonderful things. And my goals for 2019 is to completely launch and to start tapping into the $1 billion advertising industry.
So help me understand, you want to launch an advertising agency, or are you looking to launch a television network?
A television network, and the primary platform will be a website until I can have my own studio and things of that nature. Like a television network, which will, air shows and,
streaming,
add streaming and things of that nature. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit, we'll go deep into that to make sure that, because that's a huge goal, which is great. And that's what, and this is the thing, guys. This is Tasha did exactly what she's supposed to do. I don't know if you read the very first book, the very first Coinology book, Authentically You. But one of the things that I talk about is if your goals do not scare you, if it doesn't make you shake in your boot, then they're not big enough. And that means you need to go back to the drawing board and start all the way over again. So the things that we're talking about now, and that's why I also like what Keisha just said, that's why I said April 2019, because what people fail to realize is that we're basically in January right now. So your goals should make you petrified. And that's because, when I started 2018, I was talking about, okay, I needed to finish writing my book. I had to launch Epic. I had to kick off the Coinology group, and we had to build out a headquarters. How the heck am I going to do all of this? Not only from the time, but the financial resources, etc. I was shaking in my boots. We got it done though. So the same thing, you guys need to be shaking in your boots. All right, so that's great, Tasha. Thank you so much. And Tasha, where are you located?
Tega, South Carolina. It's like outskirts of Charlotte.
Okay, so South Carolina. So we have North Carolina, we have Georgia, Virginia, and South Carolina on the line. That's great. All right, so we're moving over to you, Angie. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm originally from South Carolina. I just relocated to Swanee, Georgia, trying to expand my business. So I'm still in between South Carolina and Georgia. I'm a travel nurse by career. I'm also a life and business coach, a blogger, and a speaker. And the name of my business is Angela Metamorphosis Coaching and Consulting Business. And I am here to learn. I want more exposure since I'm in a new area and I'm starting all the way over. Nobody in Georgia knows I'm here, so I'm ready for work. So I really want to leave bedside nursing. I'm trying to achieve a revenue of $75,000 to replace my nursing salary. That way, I noticed that I work in the emergency room, and a lot of the people in the emergency room, they don't need prescriptions. They need somebody coming in with mental health diagnosis, but they need to know, Angie, I'm stuck. How do I get in to where I want to be? And so I feel like that's where my job is as the metamorphosis coach. I take you in that cocoon stage to show you how to get your wings in order to fly. So I help you design and attract the life that you desire.
Okay, so Angie, I'm gonna have some fun with you. I think the folks who know me from Coinology from 2018 will know one of the things I'm going to, if everybody mute your phone, some backlash. One of the things that everyone knows about me is that I'm tough, and I'm going to make you strip away some of that. I know, and not say that you have to get rid of it, but I think we need to put them in an order that makes it easily understood by those that you're talking to, and it's easier for you to put goals in place to get to where you're trying to be with the $75,000 in revenue. So we'll talk about that as we move forward. But I just want to make sure, because I know you're new to the group. I know you were at the Epic conference, which, thank you for coming on to the group. But one of the things I think the folks who are used to me from the Coinology group can tell you is that I'm tough. Okay. And it's just to get you ready to be, to hit that next level. So thank you so much, Angie. And we're going to move over to the next person. Is it Tawana? Is that me? Unmute. I'm trying to. Can you unmute you're muted, Tawana?
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit? Tell us who you are, what type of business you have, and where you range from.
I'm Tawana. I have a clothing line, and I'm in Texas.
Okay. Clothing line. What type of clothing line, Tawana?
We do like urban Afrocentric clothing.
Okay. And what is your goal?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish in 2019 and 2019 that you want to do with your clothing line?
Well, I would like to expand into a storefront, but right now we're just trying to be known. So we're just trying to push it out there for people to see and, see what we have to offer.
Okay, so you want to build a recognized.
I didn't hear you.
You want to build a recognizable brand.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. We'll move over to the next person. Tania, are you there?
Hey, Ebony, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Tania. I actually have two businesses right now. I originally had a business which was Envy Ivy's Closet, which is a pop-up shop, and now I'm rebranding that to pretty much tell a little bit about myself as well as a subscription fashion box. I also have a property management business where we manage properties and do rehabs here in Atlanta.
Okay. So
Oh, and I stay in Marietta, Georgia. I'm sorry.
Marietta, which one of your businesses will you be focusing on? Will you be focusing on the fashion, or are you going to be focusing on the property management as far as Coinology is concerned? Your case study.
So I think primarily what I really want to focus on is the subscription fashion box.
Okay. All right. And what's your goal? Is your goal just to launch it, or what's your goal?
So my primary goal for it is I'm actually trying to introduce a podcast. So with this podcast, I'm able to have a bunch of audience on the podcast, so I'm able to kind of implement my business and share that with them. I'm just trying to find other marketing ways to get the word out about the fashion box. But yes, I am trying to launch it, and actually I'm trying to launch it January 7th. I've been working on it probably for about 4 months now.
So you're basically trying to build a strong brand for the box.
That's correct.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and you said Marietta, Georgia.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Well,
Nicole.
Hey, Ebony.
Hey, you want to tell us about you and your business?
Sure. My name is Nicole Wilburn, and I am out up north of Atlanta, up in Cartersville, Georgia. My business is Cherie Entertainment. It's a business consulting firm. And of course, my goal is to, one, gain more exposure, two, more of a business networking, and also acquire clients in order to grow my business. For 2019, it would be very nice if it could be lucrative and be able to meet, say, I'll just throw it out there, a number like 50,000 for the year, to be able to bring in some income. Also to have a residual income as well. So trying to find ways of doing that.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to move on to Tanisha Bibbs. I don't know why we always say your full name when we say Tanisha, instead of saying just Tanisha, but we say Tanisha Bibbs. I don't know. But Tanisha Bibbs, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yes. Well, hello there, Ebony.
Hello, how are you?
And hello there, beautiful ladies. I'm Tanisha Bibbs. I am the CEO of Tanisha Bibbs Enterprise. Specifically, I am a hair loss specialist, and my specialty is wigs for cancer patients and hair loss patients. So one of my goals for this year is to launch a hair restoration system along with integrated wigs for hair loss clients with hair loss, and also alopecia and cancer patients as well. And then also to open up my very first facility in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's my goal is for 2019. Yes.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa McKinley. Can you hear me, Lisa? You're still on mute if you're talking. Let me see if I can try to unmute her. I don't know. Lisa, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we can, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm in the area. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hello, ladies. How are you all doing? Uh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm Lisa McKinley, owner of Exquisite Beauty Industries. Currently, have a salon in Chesapeake, Virginia. And for 2019, I am working on my hairline and just developing structure as far as the employees I have at the salon. And just to sum it up real quick.
Okay. So but what is your goal? So you already have a salon, you already have your hairline, you have your employee base. So what is the goal? Your goal needs to be huge, Lisa. Something that makes you afraid, something that keeps you up at night. What exactly is your goal?
Just launching the subscription boxes for women with alopecia. Yeah, just that's what I'm doing right now. So that's the big goal for 2019.
That's huge. So great. All right. So thank you, Lisa. Nina Wells. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You're on mute.
Okay. Am I off mute? Yeah.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina Wells. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Well, I'm currently residing in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I am, I rebranded from, well, my business is Wells Care, luxury skincare. I rebranded from making skincare products into doing skincare services, where I will be an esthetician. And in 2019, my goal is to open my own brick and mortar, which I'm in the process of. So hopefully January, I will be doing my opening of my facial studio.
Okay, very good. Very good. And where are you reigning from?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina representing in the house. All right, so we're going to move on down. Kerry, I see that you're on.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I'm Kerry Hicks, and my business is Kerry J Events. I'm an event planner, and my goal for 2019 is to officially launch my business. The goal is May of next year.
Okay. And when you say launch your business, are you talking about a launch party, or are you talking about just
Actually hosting a launch event. Currently, the way that I operate is by word of mouth. I do have an online presence, but it's not major. And I also have my website, but most of my business is still word of mouth. I don't actively market or try to secure clients. So my goal is to actually move into, well, actually it's twofold: to one, launch the business, and two, to hire an assistant who can actually assist me with the administrative portion so I can actually focus on managing the business.
Okay. So I'm assuming that hiring the assistant is not at the same time that you're looking at launching a business, or are you looking at?
No, it'll be after I launch.
Okay. And have you started thinking about how much revenue you would have to generate in order to be able to afford the assistant?
The assistant will be part-time, not full-time.
Right, but you still have to afford them, right? So have you?
But no, I have not.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about that. Thank you, Kerry. Candace, can you tell us a little bit?
Hi, my name is Candace Ross, and I'm located in Wendell, North Carolina. I actually as well have several businesses, but my focus this upcoming year is going to be on Sea Dawn Designs, which is named after my mom, who passed in 2002. And basically, I do custom everything. So custom apparel, custom home decor, anything from t-shirts to curtains to handcrafted quilts, centerpieces. It's just a wide variety of things that I do. My goal for 2019, I do want to take a trip to the New York Fashion or Fabric District to get some fabric, and hopefully some of my designs can be in some fashion shows. My biggest thing as well is exposure. I've worked from home for the last 7 years, so I don't really get out a lot. Most of my business does come from word of mouth, Facebook. I'm not into like Instagram and all the other social media platforms. So I want to kind of branch out to those areas to get some more exposure as well. And I do want to have a storefront. The location where I'm at, they're actually building 4 million square feet of retail space, and hopefully I can get in one of those when they finish.
So how are you marketing today if you're not really utilizing social media?
Well, I use Facebook. Facebook mostly is like when I complete a project, I'll post it. I have a business Facebook page, but I don't manage it well. So I post on my personal page. And it's just, you know, like a lot of my sales are not organic. It's from somebody who saw somebody or somebody who knew somebody that knew my work. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Got you. So it's pretty much, right now, you're operating from a perspective of luck. If somebody happens to see it and happens to spread the word, or happens to put no strategy in place to ensure the revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because on top of my business, I do also work 2 full-time jobs.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And that kind of, my full-time jobs take care of my household as well as finance what I want to do as far as the business. So.
Okay, wow, wow. I got you. All right, well, thank you so much, Candace. I see Krystal.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, hey everyone.
Hey.
I'm Krystal Whitaker. I am an entrepreneur. I'm located in Greensboro currently, but I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I have, well, right now I have a wig and hair boutique by the name of CKC Hair, and one of the goals is to basically tap more into men, women, and children with the wig and hairline. Actually create my own bundle and become internationally known as far as expanding across seas and hitting those markets with men, women, and children of all races.
Of all races. Okay, got you. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay. International for all. You're looking for all races and men, women, and children, and international. So we're gonna talk about that. All right. Brenda, I see that you joined. Brenda, you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Kind of sick right now, so excuse my voice.
That's fine.
Okay, so what are we doing? I got in late.
Okay, so you're just telling us what type of business that you have and what your goal is for 2019 and where you're from.
Okay, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and I'm in the beauty industry. I'm a hairstylist. I also sell, I have an online store. I sell virgin hair. My goal for 2019 is to, really, I actually want to merge out of the beauty industry.
Mm-hmm.
And focus more on helping people start their business with no money. That's my goal.
Okay. And so when you say start a business, no money, are you looking at coaching, or are you looking at, helping? I mean, how do you plan to help them? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, more of coaching.
Okay.
More of coaching. Right now, I'm more so helping like hairstylists with, wholesalers. A lot of hairstylists don't know how to contact wholesalers for hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of that now, but I'm looking to dive, deeply more into it.
Got you. And I think that's a really big piece, because right now in the industries, there are so many teaching how to obtain a certain amount of credit so that you can get a certain amount of income to start your business, then I think from your end, you're saying, look, I can teach you how to start a business with no money. And so I think you will have people jumping all over you for that. So we'll talk a little bit more, but what is your goal? Is your goal just to launch this business? So what's your goal?
Yeah, my goal is to launch the business. Yes.
Okay, launch the business. And do you have a timeline?
No, I haven't set a timeline.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, Marcia or Marcia. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing your name right.
Marcia.
Marcia. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm from Westchester, New York.
Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I am into real estate. I work with Verizon as well, but I'm into real estate also. And my plan for 2019, I went into real estate really to do investing. That's what I want to do. Buying and renting properties.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan is to purchase my first two properties next year, 2019.
Okay. All right. So I think we done made it through everyone that's on the call right now, and that's good. I hope that the introductions were helpful for you guys too, so you can kind of see that we have a group of powerful women on the line, and also to kind of see where we are so we can help each other in the group. One of the things about Coinology is that it's all about helping each other. It's not just Ebony having the answer. It's about us helping because it sounds like each of us have businesses that's probably crossed over into another one's space that we could potentially help each other be successful. So now, before we move into creating our goals for 2019, I want to ask you guys, how many of you guys are repeating the same exact goal now that you had at the beginning of 2018? So how many of you guys are going back at this again? Like be honest, at the end of 2017, you were hyped, you were going into the year, you started January, y'all. Some of you guys probably call it resolutions or whatever you want to call it, but be honest. Who wants to be honest enough to say, okay, I'm coming back to the table with the exact same goal that I had in 2017? I need somebody. So that's you, Angie. Okay, you want to unmute your phone for me.
Hi there.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit of Angie, because I know you're not the only one. It's others on here, so, and I want everyone to feel comfortable to be honest and transparent, because guess what? We don't have the answers. We all don't have the answers. I mean, we're all still working towards getting there. But I want to know, Angie, what do you think kept you from meeting your goals? Because one of the things you want to ask yourself before you start with the 2019, you want to reflect on last year and what do you think that you could have done differently to put you in a different position for next year?
Well, transparently speaking, it's really been longer than just last year, because I came up with the metamorphosis coach. I had been showing up and operating, not really have all the everything in place for Andrew metamorphosis coaching and consulting. And I've been operating as a life and business coach, but I never went back and did the administrative part. I just went ahead and got a license, got my name trademark and stuff this year. So I have my case studies, and now I'm just ready to show up, because I've been traveling so long as my nursing salary has caused me to kind of be lazy in my own business, because I had money to invest in coaches. I had money to show up and go to the seminars, but when it came for me applying the things that I have attended, I never did it, because my nursing salary always have crippled me from showing up.
And that's truthful, because that's one of the things I think we're going to hear time and time again, especially for our entrepreneurs that are online that are still working a 9 to 5, because when you do still work a 9 to 5, it is very easy for you to get very comfortable with that and not necessarily put as much into building your business. One, because you have to water the flower that feeds you, which is your 9 to 5. And two is because it's not a necessity, because you're making your salary over here. So we'll talk a little bit about that. That's a whole nother dynamic that 9-to-5 entrepreneurs have to contend with that a full-time entrepreneur typically does not. Nicole, I saw that you had your hand raised as well. Do you want to kind of share with us why you think that you're revisiting the goals again this year?
Well, I believe that is being revisited because in this business, you always have to try to grow. And so in growing, you have to expand both your network. Also, you need clients in order to build your business, and then also with the exposure. So, but I do want to say that some of my goals from the year prior, I have met those goals. Now, as you stated, I was working, and so I was complacent. And then I ran into the issue where I was then a victim of, I'll call it a victim, but restructuring of the organization twice within 2018. So that just put more fuel to the fire for me to go ahead and basically solidify what I knew I needed to do and get the ball rolling. It made me jump out there. So that's where I am now. But then the other thing that I'm feeling like is being in the business that I'm trying to do as far as for gaining clients, and if it's dealing with management or with the consulting piece, I want to close the deals, but I don't want to seem as though I'm begging. And so that's something that I have to deal with, another way of coming back to the table to the different clientele that just hasn't actually signed the dotted line, so to speak, on hiring me to assist them with their business ventures or being their manager. So that's where I am now. And so I know we spoke before, like, what do you do when you have a client that doesn't listen to you? You said you fire them. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with and trying to find the right lane so that I can end up making money. Because I don't want to leave money on the table, but then I also don't want to have the stress that comes with those that don't listen. I don't know if I'm articulating.
And you also don't want to work for free.
That is, hello. That's why I did put a dollar amount. My dollar amount for next year, 2019, to me, it is low. But right now, I really don't have anything coming in. So me saying 50 for 2019 is okay. That's a nice chunk of change. And then also, if I am working a regular 9-to-5 to supplement, to make sure that the house, the regular bills stay afloat. So that I, of course, wanted to grow. I wanted to get into the six figures, but I have to start small. So I don't know. You said it has to shake your boots a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, where can I get that clientele that's going to give me that I can make that 50K, clear 50K? Not that I made it, but then it went out the door to pay other bills. But I want to be able to clear that for 2019.
Well, one of the things I will tell you is that you're going to have to make a definitive decision because, and what you're trying to do as far as business consulting, especially management and entertainment.
Yes.
Individuals and the type of folks that you're looking for to pay you the type of money that you're asking to be paid, they're not going to want a part-time business manager. They're going to want to think and know that their person is available for them 24/7. If they feel that between the hours of 8 and 6, she's not available, that's when business takes place.
Correct.
So one or two things, you're going to have to build an infrastructure where it can support your business if you are working a 9-to-5 where your clients can't feel it. Or, the core thing that I will tell you is that you cannot be very open about the fact that I have a 9-to-5 too to your clients, because, and it's not about being deceptive. It's about the perception, especially for what you do. It's different than what, for instance, Sharon does, which is a travel agent, because Sharon I can send her an email about travel arrangements that I may want. And I don't care if she does that at 8 o'clock or 10 p.m. or what, as long as I get the information and time for me to make a decision and pay. That's all I care about. But when you're a business manager, that person is expecting you to close deals for them and make them money. And they're thinking that if she's working 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever the case may be, she's not going to be able to make that type of money for me. So we need to talk about that. It is not saying that you can't do it. I'm not telling anyone to quit their job or but I'm going to be completely honest with you about some of the areas that can keep you from why you may see some hesitation with them signing the dotted line. The other piece I will say too, Nicole, is that yes, I understand about the begging. You should never feel as if you're begging, because when you state your skill set and you state what it is that you do, and you're the best at what you do, not the cheapest, but the best at what you do, it should be a no-brainer. But the area of concern that you introduce in the negotiation is that you work you work at 8 to 5. Right now you're not, right? But that could have been the issue for you last year when you were trying in that space. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we work through, because we're going to be going through these goals and objective discussions over the next few weeks. So I don't want us to feel as if I told you this is discussions that it's going to take a while for us to get down and into the meat. And so I hope everyone is willing to be honest and open and ready for some real feedback. Sharon, I see you said that your biggest problem was that you wanted to add business partners, but you didn't have numbers. And I'm glad that you were honest about that. One of the biggest mistakes that we make as business owners is that we create goals that are not quantifiable. Every single person's goal up here needs to have a date or an amount or how. There's got to be, you can't say, I want to launch my business, okay? Mm-hmm. I want to launch my business by March 5th, 2019. I want to hire more staff. Well, how many more staff? So is that one more? Well, then how much revenue do you have to earn as a business in order to afford to hire that one staff and maintain your cost of living as well? So when you don't put those quantifiable objectives in place, it is very easy for that year to slide by. I was talking with Joycelyn over the weekend, and we were talking about some things that are related to Ebony Porter EK Incorporated, that side of the house. And in order, when you start talking about what your goals are, you have to break it down to how many of this do I have to do per month to be able to afford to do this. So if my goal is to be able to bring on 5 new staff members and pay them $100,000 a year, then I need to know how much I need to do on that side of the house to be able to do that. I have to be able to know that in order for me to be able to meet those goals. I can't just say I want to hire 5 people and pay them $100,000 a year and not be able to explain how I'm going to get the income to do it. Okay, so I think that was very good that you mentioned that, Sharon. So as each of us are talking about our goals, I know, Lisa, I know you mentioned about you wanted to launch your subscription box. I know, Tania, you also want to launch your subscription box. Both of you guys have dates, but have you guys started to quantify how you want your sales to look for that first year? So I want to launch my box, and my goal is first quarter after launching my box, I want to have sold at least 10 boxes or 20. Have you started looking at what your projections are going to be for your boxes yet?
Well, excuse me, Ebony, it's Tania. I'm speaking on my behalf. I have, even for the relaunch of it, normally what I would have done is bought so much stuff and had this stuff sitting around here in storage, but I am trying to keep it to a certain quantity as of right now, just to see how the promotional goes as far as that subscription box. I don't want to kind of have all of this stuff sitting around, because Normally, I would buy a lot of inventory. It would sit. I would waste a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. And my primary focus right now is doing the promotional and seeing how that goes. And then still having like at least 10 to 20, you know what I mean, 10 at the moment, and then go from there and see how it goes from there. But I am prepared if I was able to get like bigger orders or something like that, I will be prepared for that.
Okay. What about you, Lisa? Have you thought about how many subscription box you would need to sell within the first quarter of launching? I don't know. Is Lisa still there? Okay, yeah, she may not. Lisa, if you're trying to talk, you're on mute. Okay, so I see that Tanisha Bibbs added a comment here. She said, I'm revisiting my goal, not because the last one failed, but upgrading my brand with new strategy failed. Okay, so can you explain what that means, Tanisha? I'm not sure I quite understand what that statement means.
Okay, well, the statement means that originally, as a hair loss practitioner and going into, restoration systems and things like that for hair loss clients, my goal was to build relationships with the dermatologist because that's like my niche. And so the reason why I did not do that last year was because I didn't go into their arena. I didn't go around in any of their conferences. I didn't meet, you know what I'm saying? Like hang out where they hang out so that I can get a better connection and build better relationships. So it kind of hurt my business in a sense when it comes to that, because it opens you up and expands you more to your client base, because you're able to connect those clients to the dermatologist so that you can get a diagnosis first. So that's where I, in a sense, did not, you know what I mean? Did not, and afraid to go into that arena because they'll perceive me as a beautician working in a salon versus a trichologist dealing with hair loss. So I was afraid to go into that arena.
So why is it that your goal was not based on that?
The goal was not based on that because I was viewing myself as the same thing that they would probably be looking at me as too. So now that I'm not there anymore, that I know where I'm going, I know what my goal is for my business and what I want for 2019, I'm just shooting for it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just walking in the door, not feeling that I'm going to get rejected, or not feeling that they're not going to perceive me because I don't have a doctor's degree. So I don't care about that anymore. I'm just going to walk through the door. Now, either they reject me, or if not, I'll build a relationship and I'll be able to, communicate with them and send them clients.
So how many doors, what is your goal set to how many doors you're going to walk through in 2019?
I'm going to walk through until I get a yes.
So let's be real about this, Tanisha. So I want you to put some real numbers down. All right. So you work a 9 to 5 too. You have 5 children.
Let me go back to that. I apologize. I've also put into my 9 to 5, which is my business. So my 9 to 5 is my business. It's actually my doula business. Mm-hmm. So I've actually, the lady that contracts me, I've actually put in already Sunday my resignation because I'm stepping out on faith with my business. So she's only able to give me maybe 2 assignments a week versus the 6 and 7 that I do get every week. Okay. So I've already done that. Yeah.
Okay, great. So then the next question I still have for you is, I still want you to go dig deeper, and I want you to, as your accountability partner, I want to be able to say to you, Tanisha, have you hit those 5 locations this month? How many locations are realistic for you that you will go in and make those connections? How many?
The location, you mean the demographics of where I would go?
I feel like wherever your networking needs to take place. So if you're going to the dermatologist offices, or you're going to the conferences,
Oh yes, I'm going to the dermatologist offices, introducing myself, showing them my packaging, my brand, what I'm doing, all of that. Revisiting the dermatologist that I spoke to previously before, and then you just putting myself out like that.
How many? I want you don't even have to answer it right now.
I would say 5.
5, okay?
Yeah.
So that is, so when I'm talking about digging deep, guys, into your goals, I want us to hit stuff like that, something where it's uncomfortable for us, that is going to make us do something different this year than what we did last year. It's going to make us do something different. All right. So Tanisha, I know that what you had just told me is that you had your goal listed as launching your hair restoration system and your wigs and your facility, which is true. But unless you make those connections that we're talking about, these items would be at jeopardy. Correct?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So your goal, we need to back up, and our goal needs to be focused on that, and we need to start getting deep into that area right there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I know we only have 4 more minutes before today's session is out. Krystal, I want you to share with me really quickly. I see that you said you played it safe. You're not the only one that played it safe. Okay. So that's typically the answer for most people as to why they did not accomplish their goal, is because they didn't choose something that made themselves shake in their boots. They didn't do something that made them uncomfortable. Like what Tanisha is talking about doing right now, it's going to make her uncomfortable. She's going to have to go in an environment with people that she feels that will judge her or misplace her or not understand what she's trying to do. And sometimes we choose to shy away from that versus face into it and become an expert in that space. So we play it safe. So you're not the only one that has done that. And I'm guaranteeing you almost every one of us on this call has done it and continue to do it. So one of the things I will tell you about, okay, Tawana, I see you have your hand raised. You want to go ahead and make a statement or comment?
Well, I didn't play it safe. I kind of, whenever I needed something, I went ahead and just paid for it and got it done, because I also work a full-time job as an accountant. Then I have 5 kids and a single parent, and I just graduated with my bachelor's. So
congratulations.
And thank you for that and the business for the 2 years. I'm not disappointed, but it's not where I want it to be. But now that it's kind of calming down, I'm not so much as paying other people to do it, because that's what I was doing. Okay, I need this, here, do this. I need this, here, do that. And they weren't as focused on my business as they would be if it were their business. So now,
that's one of the things that so I'm going to talk to my 9-to-5 entrepreneurs right now for a quick second. It's tough. And again, I'm not the one to tell someone to walk away, especially when you have 5 kids and you're a single mom or any of that. But I'm going to be a realist with you and tell you that no one else will man your house like you will.
That's true.
No one else. And people look at it differently. And when it's not theirs, it's not their dream, it's not the money that they're paying, they handle it differently. So you're not going to get the same level of customer service or the product, whatever it is, it's not going to be the same as it would be for you, Tawana. So you're going to, at certain points in your business, people always say, how do I know when it's time to step away? And the question is, am I paying more than what I'm making to run this business because I'm paying other people to do things for me? Or I'm losing money because I am redoing a lot of things that fail because other people didn't do it properly and things of that nature. something that you have to really sit down and think about, especially because when everyone always talks about, oh my God, just quit your job, is not necessarily realistic when you're a single mom with 5 children. So I wouldn't, just come off and tell people that. But you know what, though, Tawana, there's a lot of single moms with 5 children that are kicking tail out here too. So I think our goal for you, because what I didn't hear from none of my 9-to-5ers on here, which was odd to me, is that I didn't hear any of you guys say your goal is to resign by the end of 2019.
Well, I really do, because my career, what I do, is something I've always wanted to do since I was 10. So I'm happy with my career. My business is more so to leave for my kids, so they don't have to work as hard, because they don't like school. I enjoy school. I love it. I'm going back to do my master's because I just love school. But I want them to work as hard as I have to, but also teach them that hard work pays off. So that's more for them. And then, I would do all the accounting and stuff because I do it for my mom and her business. So that's what I love to do. But I don't want them to have to work for other people and make them successful when they can be successful themselves.
So why do you feel, let me ask you this question. Why do you feel that you have to work for other people, but you don't want your kids to?
Well, right now I'm working to get the experience so that I can do my own.
Okay.
That's
your goal.
Accounts payable business.
Gotcha.
So I get that experience. So when I do it for myself, I have no issues. I know all the ins and outs and everything.
Gotcha. And let me just say, experience is key. When people are talking about going out here and starting their own company, one of the things I would tell you that led me so well when I started the EPI Media Group was that I had, numerous amount of years of experience in corporate America doing some very complex things that allowed me to be able to use that experience to build what I've built. And had I not had that level of experience, not saying that I still would not have ended up where I am now, I don't know, but I don't think it would have been as fast, because I had experienced and learned so much on that other layer. So I'm glad that you were being honest about that. So one of the things I will tell you guys about Coinology is not only do we do the sessions, and not only do we do lives, and then we also put this out on, we share this out on the page so that people can go back and do the replay, but you also have homework. All right. So we'll meet again next Monday at the same time, but in between now and then, I want you guys to go back and revisit 2017, December. Why did I not complete my goals? Okay, be honest. If it is financial, if it is I have a 9-to-5, if it is I was pregnant, I went through a divorce, I didn't believe in myself, I didn't have the support, I didn't know what I was doing, whatever it is. And so inside of our Coinology group, it's private. So the only folks that are in there are us. And it allows us to be able to respond to each other and provide feedback, because when you are able to put that there, you never know who in that group specializes in that area that can help you. Right now, I think we have like 111 people or so that's in the group. And I know that even when we had it as a smaller group, like of 16, 17 people, I think they can attest to saying how helpful the folks that were in that group were for each other. And when we had the Epic conference, how each person kind of reached out and made sure that the other was taken care of. And that's what Coinology is all about. It's like a sorority or fraternity, in the sense that we make sure that everybody comes out of this alive and on the other side and successful. So your assignment is that I want every single person to list on Facebook why. Be honest, be transparent, stop hiding, stop being embarrassed, stop living behind shame. Be honest about what that thing was that kept you from being successful in 2018. Because once you release that, once you're honest about it and you release it, it doesn't hold you captive anymore. We can put it behind us and we can start moving forward with what it is. If you're still holding on to that, it's gonna creep itself back up. Because I see right here, Tasha, where you mentioned you went through a messy divorce. If you don't deal with it now and bury it, it's going to show itself back up again in 2019. The pain can still be there. The residue can still be there. The heartache, the headache, all of that, unless we deal with it. All right. So I want everyone to, that is our assignment. It's in our homework for the weeks are always pretty simple, but it should take you some time to think about it. It's not going to be just a simple fact. Okay, Tasha, you went through a messy divorce, but how did that stop you? Was it because it was a financial? Was it because the kids couldn't get what they needed, or you couldn't travel as much as you wanted? Clients had expectations that you couldn't meet. Your mind, you got to dig deeper than just, I had a messy divorce. We got to get deeper into that, where we can take ownership to whatever it was, and then we can move on to the next level. Any questions from anybody on the call about the assignment? Like I said, we're going to be working on our goals and objectives, but there's pieces to this to get us to a point of being successful in 2019. Any questions that I can answer? Anybody else not understand the assignment for the week? Okay. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys next week. I am looking forward to your assignments inside the group. And remember, guys, we are here to help one another. Also, if you have other entrepreneurial friends that you think that this group will be helpful for them, again, like-minded, people that you know that are really trying to get in here and learn, that are going to be transparent, that's going to be honest, and it's also going to help other folks on the line. Definitely invite them, because we are in open enrollment right now. So there's no fees or anything for them to be a part of this. So definitely share that with them. And for my folks that live in Virginia, or those who know someone in Virginia, make sure that you guys are adding folks to the group as well and letting them know that I and myself and the team, we're coming to Virginia on February the 10th to kick off our first Coinology cluster for the year. We did it last year. We did a whole tour. It was great. We're coming back again this year, and we're coming back with a vengeance. So if you guys make sure to let folks know that we're coming, and we look forward to seeing you guys on February 10th. So definitely, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to inbox me. I think the ones who've been part of Coinology last year know that I try to be as responsive as possible, as quickly as I can. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week, and let's get busy and let's do the work. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.